Okay, so remember when I said that the last Give It a Whirl would be the last one for a bit? Or at least that's what I think I said. Well, either way, it wasn't completely accurate. I really wanted to get a full game review out today, but ultimately I couldn't finish Silksong's True Ending in time, nor could I finish RoboQuest. That's the other game that I've been playing through for a review. I know you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. My new job has been taking a lot of time from everything, and now I'm sick. So that's great. I know this channel is just a hobby, and this whole bi-weekly upload schedule is a self-imposed one, so I only have myself to blame, ultimately. But what can I say? I like keeping to a routine of some sort when I set one. So, to keep that ball rolling in some way, shape, or form, I have another Give It a Whirl video for you all today, TEXNOPLAZM. If you remember or have seen my review for Ghostware Arena of the Dead, then you'll recall that there was another game that takes place in that game's world. So, while I can't make any promises for the next video in a couple weeks, today I can tell you that we're talking about TEXNOPLAZM. From the general premise that the demo lays out, you play as the girl, or the girl with no name, an android suddenly broken free from her routine programming. Why? Well, you have to play the demo or the full game to find out. All you need to know for certain is that you need to escape the territory of the rival gang that she was held captive by. Editor Daryl here. I don't know why I even said rival gang, because there was nothing in there saying it was a rival gang. It's just a gang that was trafficking synthetic companions, i.e. dolls. That's what the girl is. So I don't know where that came from. Maybe it's because I was watching Rivals content about Devil Dinosaur launching soon. I don't know. I'm going to bed. Night. There's not much to grasp onto here with the narrative, but I can see a few parallels already between this game and Ghostware Arena of the Dead. So honestly, bring it on. I want more of that game's world. I really love magic and technology combining or colliding, or however you want to put it. It's one of the reasons why I really like the Ghostware. It's one of the reasons why I really like the Shadowrun games. Now, unlike Ghostware, this game is very brawl heavy. If you've played the original Mirror's Edge, at least when it comes to the combat segments, think of it like that, except there's no free running. Your primary weapon is your hands, and whatever temporary weapons you pick up after that are just that. Temporary. Melee weapons will break after enough use, and ranged weapons will eventually run out of ammo. You can tuck these in and use them for later, like one melee weapon and one ranged weapon, and like just use them whenever you need or think you need them, but eventually you will run out of ammo, and eventually that weapon will break. They're mostly there to accent whatever you're doing, in my mind, so for me, it's perfectly fine. What I wasn't expecting was how technical the game would be. I honestly expected to walk into a full-on first-person beat-em-up where I could kinda turn my brain off and just kick some ass, but the enemies are fairly varied. You're not as tanky as you think you would be on normal mode. Like, the girl is fairly squishy. Other difficulties like tourist mode, which is the easiest difficulty, she's essentially invincible, so you can just enjoy it. Easy, obviously she could take more punishment, and then hard mode, well, I don't even want to imagine how quickly you die in hard mode. I didn't do that one for the demo. I did normal mode. Anyway, there is also the fact that some of the enemy placements will take advantage of your complacency if you're not careful. So I actually found myself treating this a bit like a horror game, like there's something around the corner, there's someone there about to jump me, gotta get my fists up, reload my arms. Even during combat, when you're fighting one or two enemies at once, you have to be conscious of who could be running up on you from behind. It's pretty cool. It didn't make the combat feel slow at all. To put it the gaming journalist way, it really makes you feel like a badass unstoppable android. If you're playing well enough to kick some ass, that is. No shame if you're not. I died like 4 times in the demo. But with that said, there do still be jank. For example, running up the walls doesn't give you as much flexibility as you think it would, since you can only really run upwards, like vertically, just run straight up in a line. You can't run along the walls, at least not in the demo. I don't know, maybe that's an upgrade or something like that you can get. Speaking of which, there is an upgrade system in the game, but I didn't get enough currency to engage with it, but it's there. Anyway, visually, I like the low poly late PS1, early PS2 style, but the environments, in the demo at least, I can't speak for the full game, are very drab. They fit the vibe, don't get me wrong, but they start bleeding together after a while. Credit where credit is due though, it's not just a series of endless hallways. You do have some verticality to some of the environments that you're going to be exploring. So I did appreciate that at least. That came off more passive-aggressive than I intended, I'm sorry. What I just mean by all of this is, the environment looks good aesthetically, it could just use more variety. That's all I'm really saying. So, after all of that, I can say that this game does seem like the kind of game that I'd be willing to play, pick up and play. I might even review it, but we'll see. I think I said in the Ghostware video that I would review it, or at least be willing to, but let's be real here, I'm not going to remember everything I just say off the cuff sometimes in these videos. But I hope you all have enjoyed your stay. I'm TUSDarryl, and I'll catch you all later.